folks, my name is Spoonks, and I saw Scoob, and it was not that good.
Now, don't get me wrong, there are some good things about this movie. Number one, the animation is great. I love the character designs, they're very reminiscent of the Hanna-Barbera style. The characters move very fluid and cartoonish, but they don't go over the top. And I also really like some of the lighting in certain scenes. It gives certain scenes a really nice glow in them, and it really adds to the tension during like some of the action and chase sequences. Occasionally there'd be a good joke that would get a laugh out of me, but mainly it would just be like some goofy slapstick or like an obscure adult joke that just caught me off guard. And I really liked the first 10 minutes of the movie where they showed how the Scooby Gang met. I thought that was perfect. I thought it set up the movie really well, and I loved the character dynamic of Shaggy and Scooby in the movie a lot. And speaking of Scooby Doo, they nailed him perfectly. I just love that dog. He's just adorable. You can't make me get mad at Scooby Doo. And I also love Dick Dastardly, who was just hilarious in every scene he was. He was basically the highlight of the movie. And second is Mark Wahlberg's Blue Falcon. He wasn't all that funny, but he did a really good job with the performance. You can tell he's having fun. And, they tried. The filmmakers clearly tried. There are certainly scenes in the movie where there's some heart and moments that make you go, "Aw, that was sweet." And you can tell that they really wanted to make a good like Scooby Doo movie. Like they clearly have a passion for the Hanna Barbera source material with like all the cameos and references here and there. But other than those positive things, this movie is a mess. First off, there is way too much going on here all at once. At first it's like an origin story, then it's a Scooby-Doo movie, then all of a sudden it turns into a Marvel movie, and it becomes way too cluttered and complicated that it felt like the studio was really just like giving the filmmakers, all right, we want you to make a Scooby Doo movie, but we also want you to set up this whole cinematic universe, and then just left after that. And the filmmakers didn't really understand what the studio meant, and so they just had to run with like all the notes that they gave them. And if you were hoping for like a typical Scooby Doo movie where they like enter a haunted house and there's a supposed ghost and they like split up for clues and unmask the bad guy, I suggest watching Zombie Island or any of the other direct-to-DVD Scooby-Doo movies, because none of that outside of the first 10 minutes is in this movie. Like I said before, this movie is very cluttered, but mainly it's basically a late Phase 1, early Phase 2 MCU movie where Scooby and Shaggy have to help the superhero Blue Falcon stop Dick Dastardly from Wacky Races from collecting 3 artifacts that will open a portal to another dimension that will basically end the world, basically. And that would be fine for like a superhero movie like the DC Universe MCU, or even like the kid animated superhero movies like Teen Titans Go to the Movies or Lego Batman. But this is a Scooby Doo movie. I expect mysteries, haunted house, something spooky, and I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for you meddling kids. But there's none of that outside of like the first 10 minutes. There's no like haunted house, there's no spooky ghost, no split up for clues. And even the mystery gang is split up for a good majority of the movie. Shaggy and Scooby are with Blue Falcon finding the 3 artifacts that'll cause the end of the world, and Fred, Daphne, and Velma are looking for them. And like I said, it's like for a majority of the movie, it's a Marvel movie from 2011. And speaking of the characters, outside of the few I previously mentioned, they're all hollow, bland, generic, or just stupid comic relief characters that add really nothing to the plot. And the comedy in here is very lackluster outside of the couple times that I did get a genuine laugh from this movie. A lot of the jokes fall flat, and surprisingly, a lot of the comedy relied on really bad pop culture references that felt really out of place in a Scooby-Doo movie. Like there's jokes about Harry Potter and Kelly Clarkson and Netflix and Tinder. There's a whole Simon Cowell cameo. Like what are these jokes doing in a Scooby-Doo movie? They should not be mentioning these properties, and it really takes you out of the movie because they're mentioning products while also trying to tell a heartwarming story, and it just makes you think, wait, do these products exist in this world? Or is Kelly Clarkson an actual person in Scooby-Doo while Simon Cowell is like, what is this universe? So all in all, guys, this is a painfully mediocre kids movie. There are certainly good things like the animation, a couple of characters I enjoyed, some laughs, and they clearly did try. It all falls flat. It tries way too hard to start its own cinematic universe, which I do know they're doing, and I am still curious about to see where this goes. It barely feels like a Scooby-Doo movie. It feels more like a late Phase 1, early Phase 2 Marvel movie. The characters are hollow, and the jokes rely way too much on pop culture references. There are worse movies you could show your kids, especially on Netflix right now, like Arctic Dogs, but there are also better movies. Like, I suggest renting Trolls again, or even watching the better Will Forte kids movie, The Willoughbys, which is very good and also costs much significantly less than this and is definitely much better than this. If you have kids, sure, they're gonna like it, and if like you're really bored, then yeah, sure, definitely give it a watch. But if you want to show your kids something genuinely good and great and enjoy yourself as well, I think this is definitely no mystery why you should skip this. And so those are my thoughts on Scoob. What did you guys think of it if you've seen it? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Comment down below and let me know. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you like this channel, hit that subscribe button. Follow me on all social media links at the end of the video. And until next time, guys, stay sharp.
Maybe this can lead us to Scooby and Shaggy. Trace amounts of mustache oil, 12-year-old scotch.
Ugh, is the bad guy my dad?